On March 31, 2026, Anthropic, the self-proclaimed leader in safe AI, scored a massive historical own goal. It wasn't a hack, it was a simple, devastating shipping error during a routine update of their coding agent. They accidentally included the source map files, the master keys that revert encrypted code back into its original, readable form. It's like building a massive fortress and then leaving the blueprints and the front door keys right on the welcome mat. Within minutes, bots worldwide snatched these keys, making Anthropic's secrets a permanent part of the public domain. The industry is already calling this the WikiLeaks of AI, where trillions in R&D became a public utility overnight. The leaked files contained roughly 1,900 files and 512,000 lines of high-level TypeScript source code. Fortunately, the model weights, the brain's intelligence, were safe, but the harness, the nervous system, was exposed. While the brain was guarded, the world now knows exactly how that brain sends signals to its limbs to perform tasks. The sophisticated mechanism of how the AI actually edits files and executes terminal commands is now out in the open. This is the functional muscle Anthropic spent hundreds of millions of dollars and years of trial and error to build. Anthropic's unique ability to get things done is no longer a proprietary secret, it's a textbook for everyone. The first hyena to feed on this leak was undoubtedly Microsoft. Their GitHub Copilot was struggling to tame agents that were smart but often erratic or prone to hallucinating actions. With this leak, Microsoft secured the answer key to how Anthropic compresses and maintains agent memory during long tasks. They can now skip months of trial and error, transplanting Anthropic's clean execution logic into their own services. A rival's painful mistake has become a shortcut for the biggest tech leap in Microsoft's recent history. Copilot is now absorbing these insights to become an even more surgical and reliable coding companion. Google is also dissecting every line of the 512,000-line leak to fix the weaknesses in their Gemini agents. Anthropic was world-class at error recovery, the logic of what an AI does when a task fails. Google engineers have now decoded Anthropic's specific self-correction mechanisms found in the leaked source maps. We are seeing a strange fusion of Google's massive data empire with Anthropic's refined control logic. For a late bloomer in the agent race like Google, this event is a heaven-sent opportunity to close the gap. The textbook Anthropic spent years writing is now the core reference for Google's entire AI strategy. The most destructive beneficiary in this saga is Mark Zuckerberg's Meta. Meta's strategy has always been to suffocate closed models, like GPT and Claude, by releasing powerful open-source alternatives. Now, Meta is taking Anthropic's high-value control logic and baking it directly into the Llama ecosystem for free. Their pitch is lethal. Why pay for Anthropic's tech when we give you the same refined logic for free? By turning a paid premium into a free standard, Meta is shaking the very foundation of Anthropic's business model. As the saying goes, once a secret is out, the era of those charging for the fortress walls is over. Anthropic's biggest investor and partner, Amazon AWS, has solidified its position as the ultimate power player. Oz, which provides Claude via its Bedrock platform, now has the leverage to analyze the core control tech legally. The security blunder label on Anthropic lowers their bargaining power while increasing AWS's infrastructure dominance. AWS now possesses the know-how to make any model perform as well as Claude, reducing their dependence on one partner. By turning an Ali's tragedy into an infrastructure win, Amazon has become the true owner of the AI shooting range. It's a cold reality of business. A partner's mistake can often make the leader's crown even heavier. Anthropic was preparing for a massive NASDAQ IPO this October, with an estimated valuation of $380 billion. However, this pre-IPO disaster has left investors with a chilling question. Is this genius company a basic amateur at operations? Critics are asking if a company that can't manage a simple software deployment can be trusted with national security data. Underwriters like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan must now rethink the company's valuation in light of operational risk. With their moat of proprietary control logic drained, Anthropic's $380 billion valuation is starting to look like a mirage. Can Anthropic overcome this trauma and prove their worth before the clock runs out on their IPO? Anthropic is now forced to play a high-stakes game of speed to reclaim their narrative. They are under immense pressure to accelerate the launch of Claude Mythos, the next-gen model leaked in the code. They must prove that the leaked code was just an experiment, and that the real Mythos is on an entirely different level. Simultaneously, they are pitching new security standards for agents to frame this crisis as a learning moment for the industry. In a world where 512,000 lines of their code is now common knowledge, they must invent a completely new architecture to survive. Anthropic's genius engineers are now in a desperate gamble to win back their pride and their market share. While big tech hyenas tear at the remains, the true winner standing outside the fog of war is Palantir. This incident proves Palantir's long-standing prophecy. Models are just interchangeable commodities. The platform is king. Palantir's AIP doesn't rely on one model. It is the gun, the system, that can safely fire any bullet, the model. Since models can fail or leak at any time, the value of Palantir's system to sandbox and control them is skyrocketing. The logic of hire a reliable security team over a brilliant but unstable assistant is now the corporate standard. In a world where bullets are cheap and common, the owner of the shooting range, Palantir, wears the crown. As Anthropic's code floats through the digital ocean, it leaves us with one haunting question. AI intelligence itself is becoming a commodity, and prompt engineering will soon be a baseline skill for everyone. Real value now lies in designing the workflow, the system that weaves various AI tools into a finished product. A secret recipe can be leaked, but the kitchen system and the trust of its diners cannot be easily replicated. Are you spending your time polishing a single bullet, or are you building the fire control system that wins the war? The final victor in the AI wars won't be the one with the smartest brain, but the one who knows best how to govern those brains.